Hi, I'm Rafał, and in this video, I want to teach you everything there is to know about how to boost your writing productivity. Coming up right now. So here we are on my blog. As you can see, I have a whole article about that topic on how to boost your writing productivity. We have 18 different rules to go through, and I really invite you to come on that journey with me. So by the end of this video, you will have at least 18 different ideas in which you can boost your daily word count and write as much as 5 to even 10,000 words every single day. So I know this is a stretch. Even maybe you are struggling to write even something like 500 words a day, but by the end of this video, you will see that boosting your word count is entirely possible. So I would like to invite you into the article on my blog, and we are going to go through these different ideas. I talk here a little bit about my personal journey towards writing productivity. And here we have like a little infographic, but let's just go straight to the main part of the article. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but the first idea here is to read The Word of Art by Steven Pressfield and become a pro. So if you have never read this book, I highly recommend it. If you are a writer, this is a must read because it's going to inspire you to become a pro. And this is a very fascinating concept because it's like a mindset shift that you need to do to really get your art, your writing, your work to the next level. And it basically means that regardless of the mood you are in, and if the muse is whispering inspirational, motivational affirmations into your ear, you get up, you show up, and you do the work. So you set your goals and you show up and you create your art every single day. So I have a really great example here. So once when I was in Barcelona, I went to a Picasso exhibition where I've learned that the old Spaniard produced over 50,000 works of art in his lifetime, including paintings, sculptures, ceramics, drawings, and many different other things. And he lived to be 91. So if you count 70 years of productive work, that's roughly 2 pieces of art every single day. So like including weekends, okay? So maybe not all of us can be like Picasso, nor do we want to be like Picasso, maybe. But this is a really interesting thing to look at. Because if you just have a little bit of that mindset, that no matter what, you have to ship something every single day, that's also what Seth Godin is talking about in his books, then over time, it will become easier. You can just go for it and start doing it. And that's, I think, the main idea here, if you want to boost your writing productivity. Then work against the clock. That's idea number 2. I think this is very valuable. You know, I used to work without a timer. That was many, many years ago. And my productivity was always suffering because of that. Because if you put a time constraint on your work session, then you will be prompted to really boost your productivity and take it to the next level. So you can start with just a few minutes. So for example, Trollope was writing 250 words a day just before, I think, going to work. And that only took him around 15 minutes. And just with this simple routine, he was able to write many, many books over the years. Okay, so just pick your time. You can even start with 10 minutes, but you have to resolve that during these 10 minutes, you'll do nothing except writing. And this, in a way, is liberating, because sometimes in your mind, the task of writing or creating your art can become monumental in a way, so that it feels so huge that you don't even want to approach it. But if you just set the timer for 15 minutes and you just say to yourself, wow, I just have to write for 15 minutes. It's going to be easy, right? Then you can start getting into that groove. And over time, you can actually increase the number of minutes you have in one set. Okay, so right now, I am writing for around 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours a day. Okay, so I set my timer for 1 hour and then I just roll with it. Then I take a little break, get some coffee, and do maybe 1 or 2 more. So this is a really great idea. Here you even have a little infographic that I have created about daily word counts of famous writers. So you can see that, for example, Ernest Hemingway was writing only 500 words a day, and yet he was able to produce really great and enduring works, right? You have Stephen King, Jack London, Tom Wolfe. So it doesn't really matter what your number is, as long as you have a number, okay? So you can have a daily word count number, or you can have a time that you spend to produce your work. So then number 3, don't let anyone interrupt you during your writing session. Focus on your task. So this is hugely important, at least for me. I know that many people are able to write without guarding themselves from distractions. But when it comes to me, I just really love to just close everything out, and during that creative time, just be by myself and just do my own thing. So I think that's a really important rule. So number 4 is to use Google voice recognition capabilities to double your writing speed. So Google has this amazing feature, just voice typing, basically. So then you can not only follow the age-old advice to write as you speak, you can actually write with your voice, right? So you just go to Google Docs and then select voice typing, and then you can just start dictating at a much higher speed. So you can achieve even 2,000 or 3,000 words per hour like this, if you know what you're doing. Another great app that you can use, which is even more versatile, is called Nuance Dragon. So I definitely encourage you to start experimenting with voice typing. Then write first thing in the morning. So do the hardest thing first. So I got this idea from Brian Tracy. He has this excellent book, Eat That Frog. And basically the idea in the book is that you should do the hardest thing first thing in the morning. And after that, everything else is going to be very easy and you'll have a great time for the rest of the day. So as a writer, I think writing is actually the most challenging thing. So when you sit down, instead of opening your emails or doing other things, just sit down and start writing immediately. That's a great productivity booster. Then use the Pomodoro technique. So that's something similar that to the timer idea. But the classic Pomodoro technique is that during 25 minutes, all you do is write, right? So then you just set a timer for 25 minutes. You write, and once your time is up, then you take a quick break for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you do 4 to 6 sessions like this, and your daily quota will be covered. Then number 7, I think that's where a lot of writers just make this mistake. Don't edit while you write, okay? Treat editing as a separate task. So when you write, you should just pour out all of your thoughts onto the paper as soon as possible, and don't really worry about grammatical rules or just some stylistic improvements to your piece. All of this will come later. First, you just write out your main draft and treat editing as a separate task. Then show up at your desk every day, no matter what. So that's also kind of similar to this first idea that we were talking about. So you just have to resolve to be working on your writing project every single day, no matter what. And just brick by brick, right? You will build this huge, monumental, architectonic marvel of your work. I hope so. Okay, number 9, keep a detailed log of your writing productivity. This is also a really great motivation booster for you, I think, because if you don't have your numbers, you really don't know how well you performed. But if you do have your numbers, then you can measure yourself against your stats and try to beat them, or at least keep them at the same level. Otherwise, you really don't know where you're at. Okay, so you can do it very simply, just a simple Excel or a Google Sheet. And you can just write the numbers, right, for each day. And then you just count how many words you have written every day, and then you just sum them up. This is one of the best things that you can ever do. Also, there are really great apps for writing productivity. Writing Analytics is the first one that comes to mind. It will do all of these things automatically for you. Then increase your typing speed, so words per minute. This is a really great idea as well, because, sorry, just some ads are showing up here. Okay, so this is a really great idea as well, because by improving your typing speed, you can boost your productivity, writing productivity, more than anything, right? Because let's say an average person writes 60 words per minute, but you can increase it to even 120 or 150 if you are really getting into it. So by definition, you will just write more every single day. So you can use free apps. There are computer programs like I think it's called Typing Club, but then there's 10 Fast Fingers. They are completely free and you can use them every day to boost your writing speed. Then create an outline before you begin. Never start from a blank page. I think this is a golden rule. The blank page looks really scary, but if you just create a quick outline, so just write out the main points, or let's say subheadings or chapters of your writing projects, then you will be able to then fill out the rest of this piece with just the rest of the content. So this is a really great idea as well. Set yourself daily, weekly, and monthly writing goals. That's also, we already talked about something like that. So you can start with something simple like a daily word count of 500 words, or you can set monthly goals to just keep your motivation high, right? Then use music to increase your writing productivity and get into the state of flow. This is one of my favorite things to do. So there are all of these tracks and apps like Brain FM. I'm using it all the time because it really puts your brain in this kind of productive mood. So then you can really increase your writing productivity. Then don't wait for the motivation to save you and hack through excuses. That's number 14. So once again, we are coming back to this idea number 1, that you cannot wait for the muse to fill you with inspiration. You just have to do it every day. Just sit down and like mechanically do it, and you will see that things will start flowing very quickly. Then get the best ergonomic writing gear. So laptop, monitor, mouse, and keyboard. So when you sit down to work, you should be inspired and it should give you pleasure. in my opinion, right? Because you are going to be doing it every day for many years to come. So why not equip yourself with the best gear possible? There are so many different amazing keyboards. You have really great microphones you can buy if you are into voice typing, and a fast computer with just great gear. So that's always something to have, right? Then number 16, write about something you know about. So that's why I think research plays such a hugely important role in writing. Because if, let's say, somebody asks you to write an article and you've already read 3 books on that subject, you can write this article just like that. But if it's something that you don't know anything about, the writing process is going to be much more tedious and research intensive. So do your research first, and then your productivity will increase. Number 17, start writing immediately when you sit down at your desk. So that's also similar to this idea, the distraction idea, right? So eliminate all distraction, turn off your phone, and basically start rolling as soon as you sit down at your desk. And 18, follow a regular schedule and diet. So we could do a whole video about just increasing your levels of energy and becoming just a more effective human being. But basically, if you just if you go to sleep and wake up at the same time over days and weeks, right? You will adjust your circadian rhythm so that you will have a lot of energy naturally in the morning, and you will not feel this sluggishness. Another thing that I could recommend is a quick workout in the morning. So then you increase the blood flow in your brain, and this will also really allow you to be more creative and faster at your work. Okay, so that's it. 18 ideas that will boost your writing productivity. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Good luck!